So, our first topic, because I'm quite intrigued as a norm. No, nothing happened. Okay.
Are we gonna talk about your clumsiness?
No, shut the fuck up. Okay. As a non-furry. Okay. I'm a furry. Okay. You're a non-furry. Okay. That's why we call this furry versus normie. Okay. That's the name of the podcast for a reason. How do you feel about the furry community? Oh my god, the almighty question.
Well, see, that is a rather complex question.
Yeah.
I mean, the furry community, what my interactions have been thus far, have been rather interesting. A rather a large variety of colorful characters, who's on average very entertaining overall. There's only been a few sour individuals from here.
Is it like your best friend
part,
also like a furry? Come on. Is Gray your best friend?
No. I don't know if I would say. I mean,
man,
you
want to shit on Gray right now?
I don't know if I could call a best friend. No, I would never have a best friend furry. No, sir. Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting because, like, I don't know. You seem to interact with lots of furry really out of nowhere. Especially in VRChat and all of that.
This is true.
Join, like, furry
I've never. This is true. It was through him that I actually had any sort of notable interaction with the furry community, and his group, as we've called it, and the kind of everyone else is kind of around him, and all being furries I've never really interacted with them in that way, and that was been very interesting to kind of see the social dynamics and the differences that the kind of furry community has in general for, let's say, the gamer community, which is maybe something that maybe I'm a little bit more a part of.
I'm curious. I think this is like the main question I have for you. Okay. Why aren't you a furry? Okay. Why do you not? Why are you not a furry? How about that? Why are you not a furry? Go ahead. Yeah, elaborate.
Well, I don't necessarily identify myself with any particular community in that way. I don't really do communities mostly. I mean, I could say I'm a weeb and I can say that I'm a gamer, but I don't necessarily say that I'm part of the weeb or gamer community either. In the same way I'm as part of the furry community.
You know what? Fair enough. Do you have anything against furry? Is that the reason, huh? Star?
No, not at all. I just don't do community. I don't. I like talking to individuals and people who may be a part of it, but a community as a whole does not really hold a lot of interest to me. I find that the collective consciousness of any particular community is not something I interact with. I like to interact with people who happen to be part of communities, which is fine, but as a community itself, not so much.
That's fair. Okay, as a furry myself, do you have any question for me? Huh?
Yeah. Boy. I mean, like, what got you into the furry community?
I don't even know. I just think I really enjoyed the thing is, I was a furry before I joined the community. I think I just liked the artwork and stuff like that, but I never interacted with the community until like later on in life, around 18ish, maybe 19 is when I finally decided
That's quite late, actually.
Yeah, to actually interact with the community. My first experience with like the actual community is I actually joined a furry server on Discord. And then eventually I hang out there. Long story short, though, there's a lot of drama that happened, and being the second biggest Canadian furry server, kind of got nuked, and it's no longer exists anymore. So there's quite a bit of drama that's involved. I'm not gonna say.
Now that's an interesting. See, this is what I find interesting. It's like how these things occur, okay?
Yeah.
But I think also a fair point. Maybe another in the future. Okay. Well, so like that is something I have noticed with the furry community is that there seems to be a lot more drama overall than in other communities. It seems.
I think it's because there's like a lot of like community. There seems like to be more of a gateway. It seems it's guarded, and while the furry community, you don't as long as you say you're a furry, that's it. You're a furry. There's not really anything keeping you out of the community, and it has some ups and downs that comes with it, right? Like, you know.
But what is the difference between that and other communities? I mean, like, you know, if you're a part of the weeb community, you're a weeb, right? You know, you like animes. If you're part of the gamer, you like games.
The thing about it is that
the community more.
I guess so, but if you say you're a weeb and you say you never watch any anime, people would definitely not call you a weeb. If you're like a gamer and you don't play, if you're not a gamer and then you say you're in a game community, people's not gonna think you are part of, like, quote unquote, the game.
But if you're a furry and you don't have a persona or have some sort of furry avatar, I would say the same thing.
No, people would just like, oh, okay, that's fair, and they'll still accept you like that. It's kind of in an odd way. Like, it's more accepting than like some other community. It doesn't matter if you have a persona or anything like that. It's really weird with how people how I'm not saying the majority of people in the community actually think that way, but it do occur like that. It's really weird.
Well, I'm very curious. And what's the deviation here between a furry and non-furry, or furry and non-furry, in terms of, like, what do they like? What makes you a furry versus not, other than just
it's just the interest
it.
in the anthropomorphic. How do you say that word? I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's good.
It's good. Okay, I said
anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic. Which is like animal
personification of animals.
It's human characteristic with animal design. I don't know. I guess design or whatever. Because, like, I think it's the merge of the two, of the human aspect and the animal aspect of it, that made people really enjoy the design of it, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. It's what draw people in.
So, for instance, in that case, you can be a furry if you have a persona, but you can also be a furry if you, let's say, like, Disney animations and whatnot that include a lot of animal characters. Like, I guess Zootopia is the classic one for that.
I think majority of people that became a furry started because of, like, Disney movies and stuff like that. Because a lot of Disney movies do have, like, animal roles, animal as, like, main character, or even, like, side characters and stuff. It's more attracting to kid, right? Like, kids like when there's talking animals and stuff like that, and that's how I think most furry are born. Disney is the biggest furry of them all. Okay.
Well, I mean, don't forget DreamWorks and Pixar. I mean, they certainly have their share of animal movies as well.
Yeah. Wait. Is Turning Red, which is a movie? I don't know if that one...
Oh, that's the one with the panda, right?
Yeah, it's the one that, like, the girl turned... I haven't seen the movie, actually. It's the one that the girl literally turned into a furry, which is funny. And I don't know.
I think that's... I don't know. I think it's DreamWorks. I don't think it's Disney. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I was thinking if it's... I was going to ask if it's Disney or not. But yeah, that makes sense. Like, all of the animation shows that's depicting animal is usually the cause of people, like, discovering that they're furry and so on and so forth. So, yeah. But I'm guessing you're not, because you don't have any interest in that, right?
Well, it's... How about this? I mean, I think that the personification of animals and have that, like, how they humans, not human kind of thing. I mean, I don't see anything. What's the word? I think it's interesting. I mean, like, Neko example for in the more of the anime community is quite prevalent. And I think that's rather adorable, but that's
Neko
also
is just like human
with
like animal ears and tails.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, in some sense. Yeah.
Like
it's funny. The avatars like that. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, it's exactly the point. It's it's just more of a Neko character. It's not really an animal. It's kind of a human with animal parts.
It's I'm just kind of intrigued by the perspective of non-furry into the fandom, really. Especially with the majority of your friends. I want to say majority because I don't know if the majority of your friends actually are furry.
I would say no. I would say the majority is not furry.
Okay, that's good.
Actually, it might be more like around
50-50.
I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to think. Maybe like 40%, if I had to give a number to it. Maybe?
That's pretty big. Okay, for a non-furry, that's. I'm just saying that's like I'm like 90%. That's my ranking. Okay. 90% furry.
90%. Yeah, that
not.
makes sense.
'Cause
That makes
I am
sense.
furry
Yeah.
after all. Okay. Yeah. That's an interesting topic. You want to move on to the next one? Because the next one is kind of spicy.
I mean,
it's up to you. If you want to talk about your topic or you want to talk about my topic.
I mean, the funny thing is, when it comes to the furry community, right? This is an infinite rabbit hole that we could keep going down and define more and more. Like, we can continue on with this, or we can continue on another topic. It's entirely up to you. It is your podcast.
There's like deeper lore in terms of like there's different species like
because you got
we can
into
talk
it.
about, and then we can talk about like Therians.
Well, I was more
interested.
interested in like how you interact with the community and how that kind of got started.
Okay. You want to know how
you mentioned that you got into it. Yeah. Well, the thing is, you said you were a furry before you were officially a furry. Like you're kind of like a furry adjacent, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. And then you became a furry when you joined the community and whatnot, and thought that was pretty chill. Like, what made you vibe with the furry community over, let's say, any other community that you may have joined?
I think it's the commonality that we have between us, between like me and the furry community. I think that's what brings me a lot of interest in the community. Another thing is, I guess, like because of my sexuality as well, right? A majority of the furry community is basically on the LGBT group, which is interesting and intriguing.
Yeah.
I don't know why necessarily. Maybe honestly, I don't even have a guess as to why that's the case.
That is kind of the meme, though. That is very much like the meme of the furry community.
It's not even like LGBT. That's really specific. It's like majority of furries are gay, not even bi. Well, some are bi, but or lesbian is like really low on the list. And then there's like gay. Gay people are like super prevalent in the furry community. And as somebody that is gay, I feel a sense of belonging. Okay, shut the fuck out. You're straight, right? Am I right?
Very, yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Kind of unfortunately so. I wish I was bi, to be fair, but
I wish I was bi
no.
too. Okay, I want extra options.
Exactly. It would make things so much easier, but no.
True.
No.
Both gender. Okay. That's a plus. That's a buff.
I think in terms of that, you probably like being gay. You have actually it's better than being bi or straight. Well, actually, no. Bi is still better, but like between gay or straight, gay is a bit better, I'd say, because it's easier to kind of get into relationships and stuff like that than probably being straight.
I think that's actually a statistic that gay relationship are the most successful, and then straight, and then lesbian. Lesbian is the least successful relationship, at least statistically.
I'm not really sure.
That's what I remember. I don't know 100%. I might actually, like, in the edit when I'm editing, I might post that statistic up. But yeah, if I can find it. If I can't, okay, I'm just like spewing bullshit.
We don't have a dedicated person for
Where's
that.
your sauce?
Right.
Where's your sauce?
We need to get an intern, okay? We need to get an intern to do this.
Yeah, I don't get paid enough for this shit, okay? I don't get paid anything for this shit, okay?
I mean, you don't. That's the thing. An intern is free. That's like the big corporo does it. I mean, I'm perfectly.
Intern is free.
Sure.
Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm not a big corporo. Okay, I'm just an individual. Okay, I'm doing this podcast because I want to hang out with you. That's like the reality of it.
Because you couldn't do it otherwise, right? Yeah.
By myself. What fun with a podcast by myself? We might as well just do like single content. Or
no,
like
talking to me without the cameras, okay? Yeah, that's perfectly feasible.
I know, but I also want to do the podcast anyway, so why not just kill two birds with one stone?
This is true.
And I can always talk to you later as well. I don't really. It's not only about the goddamn.
Well,
podcast.
isn't that bad because you're a furry? Killing birds would be like, committing like a crime.
Nah, I hate aliens.
Wouldn't that be murder?
Nah, we're species. Okay. There's scalies, there's furries, and then there's like birds, and then there's like amphibian, and then like fish. Like all the different types of families. categories, not families, because families is a different thing.
What about aliens?
I don't fucking know what aliens is.
You're a furry. You should know everything about furrydom, right? Right? Exactly.
I don't know what do you mean? The aliens are not a furry. What type of furry?
But that is something I know is untrue. If I went to a random person and who knows about furries and say, are bird avies and bird related personified birds furry, they would say it's furry. Okay,
oh, it is
definitely
furry. No. The term furry just refers to it even though like birds and like scalies doesn't have fur, they're still part of the furry community. Yeah. In the sense that the term furry in the furry community, it just means like anthropomorphic. That's the real definition of it. There's like subcategory, which is like furry in the sense that they're like mammal, like dogs, cats, sonas, and so on and so forth. And then there's scalies, which is dragons, lizards, so on and so forth.
Well,
avian, which is birds.
Let's see what's.
And then there's
Well, what about like non-humanized furries, or furry things? Because I know that is also
Therians?
a thing. Where they're more
Therians. People
animal
that
than person.
They just think they're spiritually an animal. Those exist in the community. I feel like that personally. Even I still feel kind of weirded out about it. I don't really understand it.
Well, no, not
much.
even that per se. I mean, I know those people, but I'm talking about the ones like that kind of have like more like or do animal avatars like what you're doing, but they're more animal than person, but not necessarily thinking themselves as an animal. If that makes sense.
I don't know what you mean by that, because like there's such a scale. I don't know. It's like a scale. So when you say more, there's like a million possibility. No, the infinite possibility, right? Because it's literally.
We could. I mean, there's also the scale on the internet that's kind of a meme of you have like a
I know that meme.
And then you have
post that. Yeah. I don't have it
saying,
up
like
right
on
now.
Like near the other end of that meme, right? Like on the end of that scale, right?
Which
like
is
near the last two,
usually
I think, or something.
Referred to as Therians, yeah.
Therians. I've never heard that term before, but okay, interesting.
Yeah. We can bring up Therians another time as well, because I actually, because like my knowledge even though I am a furry,
I
have lack of knowledge.
You could say you have some theory and theories.
Oh my god. Well, yeah. I have lack of knowledge in terms of like theory and stuff, which I need to still look into. So I don't have the.
So right now it's all theoretical.
Yeah, I'm not knowledgeable to actually like bring it into the conversation. Because if I just yap about it and not have any idea what I'm talking about, I'm just gonna get shit on.